Welcome back. I'm joined in the studio by Ambassador Akbar Ahmed. He's the former Pakistani ambassador to the United Kingdom. And still with me from Moscow is Victoria Panova. She is a faculty member at the Moscow State Institute of International Relations. And from Shanghai, Liu Zongyi. He is a research fellow at the Shanghai Institute for International Studies. Great to have you all. Liu Zongyi, can we go to you first? You know, a lot of this is really based on China and Russia and their relations going forward. How is this unique relationship going to shape the region and the world?
Okay, firstly, I think China and Russia relations, good relations, can provide a security framework for this region. It can make this region more stability. And secondly, I think China and Russia have reached agreement to connect each other. China's One Belt, One Road development plan and Russia's Euro-Asia Economic Union connect together. So this connectivity can provide economic development framework for this region. And we can find that in this region, in China and Russia's security and economic development framework, all the members in this framework are equally. So we can provide security, stability, and economic prosperous for this region.
Ambassador Ahmed, I want to come to you. The SCO, quite amazingly, is expanding for the first time since its founding. Pakistan and India being admitted next year at the same time. How significant is this?
Nathan, I think it's hugely significant. I'm surprised there's so little discussion about the potential of what could happen. Remember the word potential. It may just fizzle out, but the potential is enormous. You really have half the world's population in this new formation that is taking place. Russia, China, India, Pakistan, with the possibility very soon of Afghanistan, Iran. So you're seeing the tectonic plates shifting. Now, along with this huge population, you do have a very interesting dimension that will emerge. That will be a challenge in a sense, because you're also including, for the first time in this organization, the Russian-Chinese-based organization, a very large, noisy, democratic element from South Asia, India and Pakistan. Now, how that will impact the older formation and how the older formation will impact this newer, noisier democratic form will be interesting to see. So yes, huge implications.
Victoria Panova, obviously, you know, India, a traditional ally of Moscow, Pakistan, long-term permanent friendship with China. But as terms as Russia goes, in this sort of alphabet soup that we've been seeing with the BRICS, with the SCO, and of course we have to bring in the Eurasian Economic Union, China's One Belt, One Road policy. How does this connect Russia and China and the region? And is it all about cooperation, but is there rivalry as well?
Well, first of all, I would like to say that it's also a response to your question, but in addition to the first question, it's about the new model of relations. So there might be some issues of rivalry, and that's normal, like of competition, but that's normal. So the primary purpose of all those organizations, of all those activities, and a complementarity of all those organizations is a new model of relations that the two countries, but actually not just Russia and China, but all the countries of all those organizations of the bigger area of Eurasia demonstrate. It's a model of mutual respect, of multipolarity, of the precedents and higher and rule of law, international law. It's a centrality of bodies like United Nations, but also the organizations that support its main principles. So I think multipolarity, the core principle that the two countries support, is just in the heart of this arrangement. And while, as I said, there will be issues that Russia will have to think about, which might bring an element of competition, it's still not a problem, because I believe for Russia it's more important to solve its internal issues and upgrade and, let's say, push forward its own economy, which then it will not, no cooperation will harm it at all. So I believe the new model of relations is in the core, and that's what BRICS and SCO and other and Eurasian Economic Union introduced into the region.
Ambassador Ahmed, you wanted to jump in here?
Yes, taking off from what the professor is saying, a good sign was, after this first meeting, which is just taking place, just finished, that the prime ministers of India and Pakistan have agreed that the Prime Minister of India will actually visit Pakistan. And this is a big breakthrough because, as you know, relations have started again deteriorating between the two. So here we are, hopeful signs, and again I say we have to watch developments, but hopeful signs that some kind of a dialogue could begin within the region.
Liu Zongyi in Shanghai, the fact that India and Pakistan being admitted to the SCO at the same time, what sort of message does this send to the rest of the world about what the SCO is going forward?
Okay. Actually, for Pakistan and India, they have applied for the membership of SCO for a long time. But as we know, after the establishment of SCO in 1996, they reached an agreement. They would like to suspend the expansion of membership for a short time, because they would like to do some internal integration first, and then expand the membership. So I think now they have reached such a stage. So they would like to expand to absorb India and Pakistan, become the membership of the SCO.
I just want to bring in Victoria here quickly, because Victoria Panova, it's not just obviously India and Pakistan that want to be part of this club. We have a lot of observers. Iran, for example, widely tipped could join the SCO once these nuclear negotiations, if they're passed and we see the UN embargo lifted. What would that signal for the SCO, and where do you see the whole organisation going forward?
Well, I heard lots of talks that once there are no more international obstacles in the way of sanctions, international sanctions on Iran, there might be all options for joining the SCO. So I'm quite sure this would be negotiated further. I really hope for the successful outcome of those negotiations. And this would just mean that there is in existence an organization that would have, first of all of the regional leading countries in it, and that would be able in cooperative manner to solve issues of security and solve security concerns of the region. So I believe it's very important that this organization is establishing itself even further, as opposed to its first border security issues.
Ambassador Akbar Ahmed, you wanted to jump in here and pick up on what Victoria said, and also I just want to ask you, how does Pakistan view India becoming part of this as well, considering the rivalry?
Nathan, I wanted to comment on precisely this. We have to see these developments in the context of what's been happening over the last few years. China has been playing a critical role in very strong dialogue with India. So the president goes to India, the Indian prime minister comes to China, and there are all kinds of
very active diplomacy,
diplomacy, trade, commerce. And of course, Pakistan and China have very close relations, and with this new massive project, the
$40-something billion
economic corridor, again, could change the whole region. Then with the Russians, the Russian high command, for the first time, the highest military officers have actually visited Pakistan. In Afghanistan, you have the Americans very keen to have some kind of peace and stability. So even dialogue with the Taliban, the new president, Ashraf Ghani, is very keen to stabilize things.
Of course.
So you're seeing a lot of potentially positive developments taking place, not out of context. We need to put this in context. There are leaders that are pushing towards unity, peace, economic prosperity. This is in the ideal, I keep repeating, because I don't think it'll be that easy for traditional rivalries to suddenly be erased from people's memories and realpolitik. So you have to cross your fingers and hope.